Hey, Nerd Out. I'm your Nerderator, Dustin House, spreading that good word about affiliate marketing. You're going to find me here every Tuesday and Thursday at 12:15 Pacific time on LinkedIn Live. So put it on the calendar and stop on by for a little chat. Today we're going to be doing live Q&A with my old friend, Erica. We are old co-workers. Erica, welcome to the Nerdatorium.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Okay, our live Q&A will be going on. Erica has a short but amazing career that has unfolded in a short 4 years, and she has some incredible stories about her ability to get to where she is in her career in such a short period of time. So feel free to drop in some questions. If you would like to be in that hot seat where Erica is, come be my guest, dustinhouse.com/nerd. Drop in an application, anything you want to talk about. And today's big question and topic is the subtle art of not giving a duck. And this is all about being an affiliate manager and how to leave and split your work life balance, essentially. And today's question of the day is, how many ducks do you give? Please answer in the chat how many ducks you have. But without further ado, let's hear about you, Erica. Who are you?
Hello. Hi, everyone. My name is Erica DeForge Sarza. Like Dustin said, I've been in the affiliate space. Okay, I'm going on my fourth year, so we'll call it like 3 and some change. So I got into affiliate right at the beginning of COVID, like March 14th, let's say 2020. So truly in the thick of it. Um, I had been working in a customer support role for a while, and I was working at a startup in Santa Barbara where I went to school. My boss at the time asked me, because sales in general were just down, he asked me if I wanted to help take over their affiliate program. I had no idea what affiliate was, but I was like, sure, let's do it. 2 seconds later, I'm on Google, like typing in like, what is affiliate? All night, I stayed up watching YouTube videos, reading articles. I think I had my probably similar headphones in, listening to podcasts on affiliate while simultaneously reading it. I was determined. I'm like, I'm going to keep my job. I'm going to learn affiliate. I'm going to do what they requested of me to manage their affiliate program. And I really just went full throttle into it. The internet was a huge resource. Specifically, I utilized Acceleration Partners blog posts. If you haven't tapped into them already, they have amazing, amazing material navigating from what your day should look like as an affiliate manager, because that is something I definitely Googled in March of 2020. As well as like what the breakdown of your program should be. They have definitions of every type of partner that there is, what capacity you should be working with them in, whether it's a CPA, CPC, first click, last click, you name it. That became my Bible. I printed out pages of it. I was fresh out of college, so my like college brain was still flowing, and I printed out most of those pages and put them in a binder. I'm not even kidding. And like it
Highlighted,
literally
put tabs
it
in it.
yes, literally. And I like would refer back to it, and it was a massive resource for me. Also, I don't know how I discovered it in March of 2020, but I joined the Martech Records Slack group,
Yeah.
which for those that aren't familiar with it, it's an amazing community of people in the Martech space. Affiliate specifically, there's all different types of channels where you can talk about essentially anything affiliate related. But during COVID, they had, I think they were called like happy hours, like networking happy hours, whatever. I joined one. I think there was 100 people in the Martech community then. I probably had been in the affiliate space for like 2 weeks at that point. Like I knew nothing, not nothing, but I knew the bare bones. And they went into breakout rooms, and I remember someone asking me like, Erica, what are your thoughts on first click versus last click attribution? And I remember just being like, no idea, no idea at all whatsoever. But from that community, in that exact breakout room, I believe Sarah Bundy, who's a pretty well-known name in the space, total like girl boss and affiliate. She had reached out to me, I think on LinkedIn after, and was like, hey, like if you ever need anyone, like I'm a resource. And at first, being an affiliate, I definitely didn't feel comfortable utilizing my network, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
I know that's advice people always give, like tap into your network, tap into your network. It's so much easier said than done because you don't want to like come off as like asking dumb questions or whatever. And I just had to rip that band-aid off. Like it was just me managing an affiliate program. I had my boss who he was heading up the whole marketing team. And so this was just like one little thing on his agenda, didn't devote too much time to it. So I really just had to educate myself. Sorry, that was a really long answer.
Yeah, and barely said your name and then talked about your whole career. You're trying to take all of my questions away that I've prepared for today. What are you doing?
I told you I told you just have to ask the one and I will just let it flow from there. And I was not kidding.
Oh, okay. You're calling me a bad host now. That's a new one. Thank you.
Maybe I'll be the new host on Affiliate Nerd
Oh,
Out.
you think you're host material?
I'm kidding. I don't think I'm host material. I don't even know if like the whole like podcast live thing is fully for me, but this is my first time, so we'll see.
I'll tell you what, if I'm not able to do it and Kristen Evans doesn't want to step in, and then I have a list of like 10 others before you right now, but I'll put you on number 11 slot, okay? You're in that 11 slot for backups on the Tonight Show here. We got a comment already from Marissa. She says she gives too many ducks. Perfect answer. Outstanding. Thanks for participating, Marissa, and thanks for being here. All right, let's talk about your career. Where are you now? Actually, we don't need a name origin story. Let's talk about Vibrant Performance, where you're at. What are you guys doing? Who are you serving out there?
Yeah, so currently I'm working at Vibrant Performance. We are an affiliate marketing agency, primarily overseeing brands in the fintech space. So I've been at Vibrant for, I guess, 4 or 5 months. So not too long, still relatively fresh. Vibrant Performance is the agency branch of Arion Advertising, which is a much bigger name in the affiliate space. Vibrant Performance is going on their 4th year. So yes, similar timeline as myself. But I really love being on the agency side. It's definitely challenging in unique ways, but I love being able to take my existing skill set and apply that to all of our clients, as well as just dabble in different verticals in the space.
Gotcha. Okay. Any particular clients you guys handle? Any verticals in particular?
Yeah, so mostly finance tech.
Okay.
So mortgage related, financial advisors, debt. Finance is our bread and butter.
Gotcha. And does that fall into like the direct response that we were used to working at People Connect back in the day, or is this like a whole new network that you're jumping into?
Whole new network for the most part. I mean, some affiliates like the Natural Intelligence, Better Impression of the World, etc. They'll kind of appear in most affiliate programs. However, for the most part, it's a relatively new network. Didn't work in finance previously, so.
Okay, yeah, whole new world, but you're a person that enjoys a new challenge and embraces it more than anything. If I want to start here by giving this audience a little bit of insight on our relationship together. So we worked at People Connect and TruthFinder and working as a tandem team for a year. And Erica just impressed the socks off of me. Like I've never seen somebody that is as efficient as she is and with a chill attitude behind her. Like the people that I've seen that are the most I guess successful in this industry are usually a little bit neurotic and super nerdy about it. But Erica has a personality about it, not giving a duck, as we call it here. And somehow, which is the most frustrating part about her, is she is way more efficient than I am, like carrying 100%. So I don't get it. I am so jealous of her skill set and how amazing she is, but her efficiency level is better than anybody else I've ever met in this industry, and which is why I'm having her here for this conversation.
I appreciate the kind words. Don't jinx me. My efficiency is just gonna go out the door after this.
You don't lose skill set. So you've been in this industry just a short 4 years, but I've been so impressed by how talented you were. And you were talking about, acceleration partners and learning, and I'm sure you watched videos of mine, of course, right? Like in that education. Just kidding. Tell us more about your career beginnings. Like, how did we get? You told us you got like assigned, which is a very common thing in this arena of like getting the affiliate program thrown at you. What was your next steps after getting that opportunity, and you took a hold of it and you thrived with it, apparently?
Yeah, no, it's been a wild but fun ride. And one of the reasons I wanted to do this live with you is because I think a lot of people are in my exact shoes where they have been like thrown an affiliate program. They didn't know what affiliate was and they kind of got tossed into it. And also a lot of people are like a one-person show managing a massive network, and it's a ton of work. And I feel like we don't hear from people like that enough, and it's so common in our space. But yeah, so like I said, I started in 2020 working for a startup in the e-commerce space. The brand Nomad Goods had an affiliate program operating in the background for some time, but they just didn't have a devoted team member to manage it. So like I said, went home and I regurgitated and just like took in as much information as I humanly could. Like, I'm not kidding. Literally would be listening to a podcast on affiliate while reading a blog on affiliate and just like trying to retain it all, which probably wasn't the best method, but I was determined. We were operating on Pepper Jam at the time, and I had an amazing rep there that would take like 2 hour long calls to me and be like, Erica, this is an affiliate network and this is where you can find partners and these are the type of partners you want. So again, like I got really fortunate with having amazing people that were willing and wanting to support me. And also joining the Martech group was tremendous. I met some really awesome people through there that I still connect with to this day. But it, like I said earlier, it took me some time to get comfortable utilizing my network. So Sarah Bundy had reached out to me directly, and I so appreciated that. And I think that actually kind of helped me with my gain a little bit of confidence initially. Like, this is a really amazing community. And although affiliates somewhat big, like you do see the same people at conferences, and like it simultaneously is a small world.
For sure.
And then from my days at the startup, I went over to our Truthfinder, our previous company, where that was like a whole other roller coaster because I went from, I think I was 6 months into affiliate marketing when I joined that job. And I think I was like maybe, I don't know, 25, and I somehow was managing a $5 million monthly affiliate budget. And I'm like, who let a 25-year-old do this? That has 6 months experience. But again, like I like tapped into my network. In this case, it was at my company. I became like BFFs with the business intelligence director. And I'm like, just really utilize data to back into most decision making.
You became quite the data nerd. I remember that. And so many things to touch on in that space. First off, Martech, incredible. Like, you introduced it to me, and you being that first hunter, that group is up to like 3,500. And accidentally just, I joke about this with Mike over there, McNerney, that he accidentally created this incredible community of affiliate knowledge that people participate in, and it's still to this day a very good community to be a part of. And then secondly, you talked about Sarah Bundy, who is a dear friend of this show, and that is not an uncommon story for her. But she doesn't do that for just anybody. She looks for people that she knows are going to be talented or have potential, and she saw something in you, and reached out with that olive branch. That is so clutch, and I'm so glad you took advantage of that, because when people do, well-known people in this industry, it can be a bit intimidating, and it may be hard for you as that junior marketer to break out of your shell. Tell us about like how you decided in your mindset to like, hey, I'm going to take every piece of advice I can get and run with it.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of goes to like the title of this episode of like, no one's thinking, like, when I would get nervous about reaching out to someone, whether it's in person, on LinkedIn, sometimes my initial thoughts were like, okay, this is going to be probably a stupid question. They're going to think I'm dumb. And I had to remind myself, like, first of all, if anyone's thinking you're stupid for asking a question, shame on them. And second of all, who cares? Like, I'm thinking about it more than the person is that I'm asking the question to. So like, back to Sarah, I think the first question I came to her with, which again, it makes me giggle now in hindsight, is like asking her what versus like, I asked her what the difference was between coupon versus loyalty and like how to utilize them, which is a common question. And I know now quite a lot about it, being in the space for several years, but even stuff like that, like it took some courage to ask that. Or we just got back from Affiliate Summit West, and walking around the conference, naturally you see people that you've seen on LinkedIn. And I was talking to a friend when I was there, and it was her first ASW, and I'm like, go say hi, like be like, hey, I've seen you on LinkedIn, I really like your work, my name's so and so, nice to meet you. Like, that's the type of stuff that I just kind of did. And in my head, I'm like, Erica, don't say hi, just walk by, be cool. And then I would be like, hi, I'm Erica.
Good for you. I love that attitude. This is the first affiliate summit after I've done 70 episodes of this affiliate nerd out, and I've got my name and branding out there a lot more. I had 20 plus random strangers walk up to me and like, hey, Dustin, you don't know me, I'm this person, love your content out there, and I want to be those guys' friend, and I'm more than willing to have a conversation with them and talk to them at a later date and help mentor them in the future. Those are the ones I want to mentor. So I love that attitude, and I think we just don't see enough of it out there. But the most successful people have that kind of attitude, right?
Yeah, and like, again, another reason why I wanted to jump on here is to like hopefully give people some confidence that are that have been in the affiliate space for whether it's a day or 3 years or even beyond that. And I'm from the East Coast, so I feel like some of my like loudness and just blunt attitude kind of stems from that. But I mean, regardless, I would hope that like people just hearing other people's experiences gives them the courage to do it themselves. So
well, I really appreciate you coming on and helping people out. Let's talk about your continued education. So what I have found in this industry to be the weirdest thing is affiliate managers that get 2 to 3 years experience in this space feel like they know everything, and they're not willing to learn. They think they've got it and that's it. And then once you get to like year 6, you recognize how silly you were in year 3 of how little you know about this industry. And when you get to year 14, you still recognize how dumb you are in this industry, and you start a podcast and start inviting people that are smarter than you to come on and be your guests. So tell me about your continued education and how you go about it today.
Yeah, totally. A lot of it is trial and error, like testing things. Like you said earlier, I'm a data nerd. I could be way more nerdy in that space, but I like working with numbers.
Yeah.
It's like my favorite part of my job is being in spreadsheets and analyzing data. So, but a lot of from what I've learned is trial and error. But in terms of adding additional skills to my existing skill set, I'm at Vibrant Performance now, so I'm my fourth month or so in, and I'm a part of a team, which I had never really been on a team with people, and I'm learning so much from my colleagues. Like I see them landing various placements on a mass media partner that I would dream, and or just like even being involved in like various email threads. So I'm really learning from my team members. Impact has their amazing PXA course, and I'm involved in that. Listening to online webinars like these or podcasts. So that's my current mix. But in terms of like you were saying earlier, knowing everything, I feel like when I was getting started and like you see big names all over LinkedIn or wherever they might be at conferences, and you're like, oh, that person knows everything. I want to be like them. I want to know everything. I've learned over time that you can bring a ton of value without knowing everything. And also asking for help is totally okay. Like a lot of mistakes I have made and over my couple years is they probably could have been prevented if I had asked for help instead of just like, I'm going to try to figure this out. So that's actually one of my biggest learnings over the last couple of years is just being comfortable with asking for help.
Yeah. Great point. As you know, I have no shame whatsoever. I don't mind feeling stupid, whatever. Today on Martech, somebody asked a weirdest question, or it was weirded word, oddly, and I asked a follow-up question. Hey, what do you mean by this? And
I saw it.
my old buddy Rob Schaub like give me a frowny face, and I'm like, Rob, why are you trying to make me feel stupid? Now I'm just gonna thumbs down everything he does for the next month. He's gonna get it back.
It's so funny. I actually saw that comment.
I didn't understand the question, and I'm not afraid to ask questions whatsoever. Like, I'm not afraid of looking stupid. That is part of my my character and who I am. And I wish people would stop being like they're in high school and afraid to make mistakes or not look cool. Like that's never going to be me. I like your attitude in that.
Thank you. It's hard to make mistakes though. Like some mistakes are obviously way worse than others.
And we both share that same like ideology of let's ask for forgiveness rather than permission in some of those cases, right? And I think that's a great way to go about as an affiliate manager in some essences. Like obviously don't do that in your first 3 months of working at a company because you don't want to get fired for something really ridiculous. But once you get comfortable in a role, like take some chances, ask for forgiveness if they fail. But loved your attitude all the way. I just want to remind the folks, the question of the day is, how many ducks do you give? I want to hear more answers on here. Let's see. I've got Jake Fuller in the comments section say there is never a dumb question. If you're thinking of it, somebody else probably is too. Great point, Jake. Thanks for joining in. Congratulations on your new role over at Jeb Commerce as running the show. So glad I got to meet you at Affiliate Summit. Now,
same. Jake and I were on our flight together back to Colorado.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's cool. Awesome.
Yep.
Great dude from who I met. Like, that was weird having met him the first time because I know almost every agency owner out in this industry. Jake's fresh to that CEO seat. Let's switch gears a little bit here and talk about AMs being on their own island. We talked about when I came on board to work with you, you were 25. and you were running this incredibly huge affiliate program, one of the biggest I've ever seen in my life. And I got there and I took a look at the data and the numbers going on, and I just looked around. I'm like, how are you doing this, Erica? How are you running this show? This is so silly. Like, obviously, I understood like why I got hired to come in and help with you on this, but like, I was just so impressed that you were making this happen. Like, how do you work on an island like most affiliate managers out there?
Yeah, the key to is organization,
Mm,
which ultimately leads to efficiency, in my opinion. Because when you're managing 4 or 5 programs, things definitely can slip through the cracks. So just keeping all my ducks in order, like utilizing task management tools, keeping notes, love spreadsheets. I will put my whole week into a spreadsheet and like daily things I have to do, weekly things I have to do, monthly things with like relevant reminders. This is also another tool that I got from Impact. They have like a whole spreadsheet that allows you to break out all of your daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, etc. tasks for an affiliate manager. So again, tapping into my resources there. But I would say that's my number one. And then, well, also my number two, potentially also number one, is data, utilizing data to back into decisions. It allows me to have a lot of confidence into the decision making process. It's not like I'm like, oh, hey, we should spend $100,000 on this random thing. It's like, no, this is what it could back out to into a CPA based
uh-huh.
on existing conversion rates and demos, etc.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was definitely wild, and I'd have to like forecast like what, $60 million or something. Again, who let a 25-year-old do this? And I will say at the beginning I would get really in my head like, oh my god, like I'm not qualified for this. And I had to remind myself, no, I'm here because of my
Yeah.
qualifications, and which I proved obviously by being successful there. But I would get in my head like maybe someone with like a master's in marketing should be doing this or whatever it might be. But again, like you just have to remind yourself that you are capable, and like just affirmations for yourself, or again, going back to like asking questions and getting help when needed. So
Yeah. Yeah. And it's hard to create self awareness and listen to that self awareness and know the right time to ask questions. And uh, I'm full of self confidence some ways, and then not at all in other ways. But uh, being confident in this role is an important part of it, and just acting like you know what you're doing and knowing that vision is going to be the right thing for the program is an important aspect of this. That's why you won Employee of the Year at a 100-person company at the age of 25, which was very well deserved. And I was impressed that you could make that happen. But more than that, like them recognizing how good of a worker you were was good on them as well. So you're working on an island as an AM. What are some of those things you mentioned organization, but how do you work on your own and stay self motivated? Because at an AM role, there's usually not a lot of other people at the company that know about affiliate marketing. Maybe your CMO does sometimes, but not always the case. How do you stay motivated and keep working on your own to push that needle?
yeah, I mean, some days are easier than others, of course, especially working from home. I mean, some days you're
Yes.
like, oh, I'm just gonna take it a little easy today or whatever it might be. But a lot of it's intrinsic, just like having, like, I've always kind of been a hustler. Although I don't give a duck, like, I do take great pride in my work and what I deliver. So a lot of the motivation comes from that. And on days where I feel like usually on days where I'm feeling discouraged, it's because I probably do need help with something. And just a matter of identifying that. Like I would, and I still will do this, is like, again, going back to Acceleration Partners, like they have a feature where you can jump on like a 20-minute call with one of their account reps to just ask them questions. So I did that a lot. Just like, again, tapping into various resources there. And a lot of account managers are kind of in their own little realm. And when you're working in-house with a brand, a lot of it's educating your higher ups about affiliate and why we like you to be an advocate for affiliates, which can be pretty difficult because of all of, usually if there's like one bad actor in your affiliate program, then people are like pissed at every affiliate name they hear. So that definitely posed some challenges.
Yeah, I gotcha. Man, I don't have much follow up. I think that's very well said. I'm rarely speechless, but I think you nailed it on the head right there of working on your own, being a work from home situation. As long as you're getting your community aspect from some outlet, whether that be friends that you actually can hug, or if that's virtual, like I'm a part of several different communities, including Martech and my own community, my inner circle, and the PMA. All of those, all essential to my education and continual learning. So it's good that you're in that space as well, because it's so easy to just fall behind, like in the day to day, right?
Oh, totally. And people will be like, how did you know about this update or X, Y, and Z or whatever? And I have to be like, well, it's mostly from Martech. I cannot take too much credit. Or even this morning when CJ was down, just went over, checked Martech, and what do you know? Of course, someone had already posted about it, and someone from the CJ team had already followed up. So I think I'm like one of their number one advocates, maybe behind you for Martech.
I am active in there. I like it. It's good for communicating and networking. Love it. What about any other resources that you're utilizing out there? Anything else that we haven't talked about and that you're finding success with right now?
Yeah, totally. Obviously Martech. I'm trying to think back to when I was getting started, like what I used a lot. AP is tremendous. PXA is amazing. Trying to think. Those are the big ones.
How about any tools that you might be utilizing? Maybe an Ahrefs or maybe any, I don't know, affiliate recruitment tools that you might be using right now?
SimilarWeb is my absolute freaking favorite.
Okay.
I know I don't know if that counted as a swear, but I know I'm not supposed to curse in this thing. SimilarWeb is amazing. That thing is gold. You used it when we were working together, right?
I've used it in very different companies. Yeah.
So that's my go-to because I can utilize it for finding new partners, monitoring where our top affiliates are sending their traffic, what portion of that traffic is going to competitors, who's bidding on branded key terms when they're not supposed to be.
Yeah.
All the compliance fun stuff that I'm also tend to be in the weeds with.
Good. Well, now that you mentioned like recruiting affiliates, I want to give a shout out to our sponsor of the day, AffyStash. This is the easiest way to recruit affiliates out there for any agency or brand. Go to AffyStash.com, get 5 free contacts, use the code ASW to get a little bit of a discount. I've got a new discount, actually. It's ANO10. It's for 10% off if anybody wants to go and try that out for themselves. And you mentioned SimilarWeb. We have an API with them. So you get all the stats that you would get on SimilarWeb with our tool, all for $97 a month. Go check it out for yourself. And with that, tell us about your affiliate summit experience. How was it this year?
It was great. It was definitely one of my most successful events. Super busy. Again, you always share your calendar. Mine wasn't quite to that capacity, and I'm totally okay with that.
You should be.
It was great. Again, I think I love getting to meet people in person, especially people that I've been chatting with online. I actually find that some of my most successful connections aren't even planned. Let's
Yep.
say we're at Top Golf and we're both ordering a drink next to each other and we start chatting. Or I'm a part of the Link Unite group. So women in the affiliate marketing space. I went to they just had a quick little meetup on one of the days, and I met someone new that's now going to be driving traffic to our brand. So I love the unexpected connections that you make at conferences. And I like it. I enjoy networking. It's a challenge that I don't get very often because I do work from home. And it is a different pace, those like fast 15 minutes. So, and again, I don't know if I like to be this person, but I am the person that will just stop whoever's walking by and say hi, even if I've not met them in person before. So, and it always leads to a positive outcome.
Yeah, just be nice to people. Have a fun time. Network. That's what that whole place is all about. And Linky Night, I've heard good things about. Obviously, I'm not allowed in there.
Nope.
But Sarah Malo seems like she's running a good organization over there. I would love to have her on a guest, but she just hasn't scheduled the time yet. We're going to get there. All right. Moving on, defend your post time. So I pulled something a little bit deep from your history on LinkedIn and Motivation Monday. You said the goal is not to be successful. The goal is to be valuable. Once you're valuable, instead of chasing success, it will attract itself to you. Do you still believe in this statement?
Oh, 100%. I mean, like even I said earlier, like you can be, also, this is so funny. 4 years ago, Erica LinkedIn.
Yes.
You can bring so much value without knowing everything. And I think once you understand that too, like that ultimately will lead to your success. And like we were talking about earlier, younger you thought you maybe knew everything or maybe whatever. Like also accepting that and accepting that good things come with time. Yeah, and just being a hard worker has definitely helps me reach my success. And I'm still early on in my career, but I do have big goals and I plan to continue what I've been doing to reach them. So
Awesome. Well, great. And yeah, I looked on your LinkedIn and you had literally like 3 posts ever in 5 years, and that was one of them. So I had to go with it. It would just seem like the most attractive option to go with, except for your post about being on this. I almost like that one too. That would be cool, pretty funny and meta.
Yeah, I am not active on LinkedIn very much. Or like even when we talked about doing this, I'm like, little old me, what do I have to bring in terms of value? And then I was like, there's a whole bunch of little old me's that make up our whole affiliate community. So
That's right. And that's why I wanted you on here. And I'm so glad you did come and produced all this value today. And lesson of the day for me is you mentioned a resource over at Impact that I wasn't even aware of that was giving you a chart of like daily tasks that you could fill out. If anybody from Impact is watching this episode, can you please put that in the chat? That sounds like an amazing resource that folks should have out there.
totally. And piggybacking on that, if you are a person that has to conduct quarterly business reviews like me, Impact also has a QBR template that talks through just like the various talking points that should be covered in a QBR.
Yeah.
So that's another super helpful one. I can't remember even how I got those. I wonder if it was a previous account rep maybe, but definitely get your hands on those. it'll help with your efficiency.
Great call. We all need to be more efficient, except for you. You're already killing it. I wish I could be just like you. All right, Eric, as we wrap this thing up, I want to know, how do we connect with you?
Not on LinkedIn. No, I'm kidding. LinkedIn, you definitely message me on there. I think my email's on there, so anyone is welcome to reach out. I'm in the Martech group, which I probably communicate with most people on there. There's not any other Erica DeForge Zarzas in the chat, so you should be able to find me. Probably not. And if anyone has questions or just wants to chat, I'm all ears always, and I love meeting people in the space that have been around for about as long as me, and we can always link up at a future in-person event or something like that.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you for joining me. My guests next week are going to be Drew Johnson from Everflow and Sal Conca, old friend of mine in this industry. He's going to talk about YouTube, and Drew's going to talk about tracking attribution and all that cool stuff. So stay tuned for that on Tuesday and Thursday next week. And without further ado, Erica, appreciate your time and your knowledge drops today. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you.
All right.
Catch you later, Justin.
All right. Keep on recruiting out